The right to silence is one of our most ancient rights in English common law. It's something that we've inherited from the British, and although they've done away with it to an extent, it remains enshrined in Section 7 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and it's an exceptionally important right to exercise, especially for people who are innocent. Hello, my name is Nicholas Wansbutter. I'm a criminal defense lawyer in Stratford, Ontario, and this is Don't Talk TV. And I haven't done an episode yet on why you should not speak to the police, so I figured it was high time to do so. And I want to give you 5 of the top things that I always tell clients when I'm explaining to them why I don't want them and why, to protect themselves, they need to remain silent, exercise that right that they have under the Charter, and don't talk to the police. Now, the number one thing to keep in mind is that speaking to the police, in the context of where you're under arrest, you're clearly a suspect, and the police are interviewing you, speaking to the police will never, ever help you. It will never result in your charges being dropped. In 15 years, I have never come across a case where an accused person was able to talk themselves out of charges by speaking with police. It simply doesn't happen. In the context that I'm talking about, when police are interviewing you, you're already under arrest. They've already decided that you did it. And reason number 2 is that if the police are even speaking to you in the first place, that means they have holes in their case. And the only reason they're speaking to you is because they want to fill in those gaps, and they're hoping that you will fill in those gaps for them and put some pieces of the puzzle that they don't have together. When police have a strong case, they don't bother speaking to accused persons. And I see this all the time, where it's a very clear case, police don't have a need to interview an accused person, and therefore they don't even bother. So if you're even in that room being interviewed by police, you already know their case is weak, and by speaking, as I said under point 1, you won't help yourself, but you may make their case stronger. Connected with that is point number 3. The police are not your friends. Certainly in a situation where they're interviewing you, they're not there to help you. They may say they're there to help you, but they are absolutely not there to help you. And keep in mind that police are allowed to lie. So a large chunk of what they're saying is most likely lies. But when they say that, I just want to help you, I just want to make sure the judge hears your side of the story, none of that actually applies. All they're doing is trying to build that case against you, and they're only going to ask questions in a way that builds that case. They're not going to ask them in a fair manner that gets the full truth out or gets your truth out. They're going to ask questions in such a way that it makes you look guilty. Or at minimum, they're going to ask questions only on things that they don't have evidence of and they want to fill in that piece. But they're not going to ask you the other context that might help you. So number 4 is part of that, you don't want to give them those pieces. And even completely innocent things could give the police evidence that they wouldn't otherwise have against you. For example, say a crime happened in Stratford, Ontario. Maybe you live in Stratford, maybe you don't. The police don't have any evidence that you were actually there on the day in question. Or even, say, get more specific. They don't have evidence that you were at a certain residence. Say you were there for a perfectly innocent reason. You admit to them that you were there for this innocent reason. Now they have evidence that you were there. They've put you at the scene of the crime, which they may not have been able to do otherwise. Number 5, the Crown Attorney is going to take any statement you give, and they're going to meticulously, surgically go through that, and they're going to pick it apart, and any little detail that you say in trial that's different than what you said to the police, they're going to use to undermine your credibility. And even the most honest person is going to make some small mistakes. I know I use witness statements all the time to impeach credibility. People make many small mistakes, And just as defense counsel use those small mistakes to undermine the believability, the credibility, or the reliability of Crown witnesses, Crown Attorney will absolutely use your statement against you in the same fashion. So I think I can safely say, as a blanket piece of advice, don't talk to the police. But when you're in a specific situation, always call a lawyer. This video isn't a replacement for specific legal advice on your situation. Call me at my 1-855 number below, or call another lawyer, and we'll talk you through the specific circumstances that you're in and give you specific legal advice. But in general, don't talk to the police. That's why this is called Don't Talk TV. And if you found this interesting and informative, please like and share.